Okay, my name's Zakashi, guys, and in this video here we're going to be hitting our top 10 units of the month, I guess, of the meta. For the new units that have come out for the 5th anniversary, we have gotten GOKU and FRIEZA Legends Limited, but there's been a surprise with Jiren all over the place, so we're going to be tier listing all the units that exist obviously in the top 10. It's going to be very meta relevant. So I've got this thing here, shout out Dingy for making it, by the way. I've got God tier, Z tier, S tier, and I would understand if they're top 10. So these are units where I wouldn't put them top 10 because I'm doing my tier list, but if you did, I have no qualms with it. Cool. Outside of that, hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this video, man. If you haven't already, make sure to press that subscribe button, man. We're on this grind to 50,000 subscribers. We recently hit 47,000 subscribers, so I appreciate all you guys' love and support. I'm not going to hold you guys any longer. Let's actually get into the video now. I wasn't just going to leave Dingy with that weak ass handout. Like, what the hell? Go follow Dingy on Twitter, bro. He's the guy that makes the tier list for every content creator that you see doing a tier list. Dingy_YT, DNGEE_YT. Go ahead and follow him, man. Push him to 3,000 followers because I wouldn't be able to bring the video like this if it wasn't for him. So shout out to Dingy, man. Alright, so the first thing I like doing for these tier lists is actually just like pointing out who's relevant. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move out like people that I think are in the discussion, somewhere near the discussion. If nobody even thinks about them, I'm not going to drag them up because that can minimize our options for discussion. So I'm just going to just move people up quick. Time lapse this. Okay, I know I moved up a lot of people, but I think that's it for like the people that I'd possibly even think about. Like, they'll cross my mind for even half a second. Everybody else is not even crossing my mind. This is a lot of people, but it is what it is. So we're gonna move up from here and actually sort them out from God tier, Z tier, and then probably won't be anybody in S tier, but I'll see. Okay, cool. So I think we're naturally going to start with the top 4, and I think that would naturally be the ultras. So we've got Rose, UGB. I feel like I missed Kid Buu. No, I didn't. Alright, cool. He's there. And then we got hit. I feel like if these guys are in your top 4, there's something wrong with you. Like, they're all in a very class of their own. But I do have an order. But I'm still at that point where really and truly, given most people's savings or like popularity reasons, whatever order you want to use, that's fine. For the top 4, it doesn't need to be too much fighting. Let's not rack our heads saying, according to this line in their unique ability. You know, you can do that if you want, but I feel like you could have an argument for any of these guys, depending on what team you run, to be #1 in the game. I'm just going to give you this order because it's my preference, right? So I'm going to have it as hit #1 because I feel like hit is so stupid on a USS team. But there's rarely any people with high stars, but every high star hit I come into, it hurts. It does hurt. It does hurt. 2 is going to be between these two for me. I run into them so often. Not to say I don't run into UGB. I feel like UGB, yeah. I'm going to be honest about UGB because people might think, oh, I want to glaze or whatever. UGB is the biggest fallback unit. It's like, okay, people started playing the game during the festival. They pulled UGB. It's obviously Gogeta, so they want him. But at this point, it's not that he's bad, but it's not that he's exceptionally better than any of the 3 ahead of him as well, you know? So it's just a thing where people use Gogeta because it's Gogeta, more so than the fact that it's like, wow, he's amazing or whatever. I feel like these 4 though, they can carry a team on their back. They can do comebacks. Each of them all have their own value, but I would put Gogeta behind these 200%. I think I'm gonna go Goku Black just because I see him more, and he's slightly more annoying in terms of like slight things that he does, like bringing my costs up, destroying my cards, the paralyze factor. It's all lame. I hate it, but that's what makes Goku Black him. So I'm gonna put him as 2nd. I'm gonna put Kid Buu 3rd. I feel like if Kid Buu was more prominent on teams, I would probably put him 2nd, but I'm just not going to because of like how often I would come into him. And I feel like as a threat, even though he's defensively great, actually his endurance factor is insane. I've seen him a lot with Jiren and 17. You know what? Just because this is a harder wall to break, I'm going to put him above. Goku Black's more annoying to me, but I feel like Kid Buu is actually probably better. I don't like fighting Goku Black. I don't mind fighting Kid Buu, but Kid Buu is going to cause you a lot more problems than Goku Black when it comes to running the timer counts down. Every time I fight a Kid Buu, the timer counts goes below 40. That shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen fighting anybody, I feel like. Well, because Kid Buu can do that, it's annoying. It's super annoying. So I'll leave this as my top 4, right? Alright, cool. So now I'm going to drag up like 5 or 4 people that I think would be up next. So I'm gonna bring up Jiren. I'll bring up 17. Where's Go FRIEZA? Go FRIEZA. I'll bring up Beast Gohan, the monkeys. Well, let's discuss with these. So, I feel like naturally, a lot of people would tend to put one of these two next. And I'm gonna say it straight up. Jiren, after encountering him a lot, I generally feel like Jiren is more valuable than Go FRIEZA. No cap. I genuinely feel like Jiren is more valuable than Go FRIEZA, and I'm gonna explain that. Alright, so with Jiren, I feel like with Jiren, he has a lot more things that's gonna keep a team alive over Goku and Frieza. Goku and Frieza definitely have that deterrent, which is their counter, the rising rush counter or whatever. But I already made a video explaining why I think it's pretty much overrated and it's a disappointment to me. Goku and Frieza, everybody knows they have the rush counter, so nobody's gonna rush them. So really and truly, the gauge is less like an empty piece of their kit, but it stops you from rushing in a sense. But even at that, you can rush them on a cover change, which most units have cover nullification. By the way, this guy has that. So you can see that this guy here isn't very special outside of the fact you just can't rush him at point blank. I guess that's an inconvenience in the slightest, but I feel like fighting Jiren is way more inconvenient. The fact that he's yellow is tough in the first place for some reason, but it is. He's a transforming unit, his defenses are insane. For the first time in the game, he can't be pushed away by AoE green. He has cover nullification in his main ability after he transformed. There's a lot of good things in his kit, and I feel like this guy's a stronger wall and fits nicer on teams. Like, for example, I've seen a key team with Jiren, Kid Buu, which is, he has endurance, by the way, and 17, who has endurance, by the way. Yellow, yellow, blue. Yellow, yellow, blue's always been a prominent team lingering in the dust. But it's here now, and it's actually very, very valuable. So I've seen that, and it's a hard team to buy to beat. Every single time I fight them, timer counts goes down to like under 40. So I'm definitely gonna have Jiren over Goku, right? Now, do I want to put Goku over like everybody else, for example? I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I want to have Goku over everybody else, because really and truly, I feel like Goku are a very good unit and they're boosted, but they just feel like a tag unit. Maybe because, like, when I say a tag unit, there's nothing more to them. Even though it was advertised that there's a lot more to them, it doesn't feel like there's a lot more to them. And I don't want to just push them down because, like, they don't feel that great, personally, to me. Because I need to actually look at it objectively and how they stand in terms of their value. But I think here, I'd have them between, like, 6 and 7. So it's going to be, like, one of these units that I'll probably, like, interchange. Me, personally, would I take Beast over a Goku and Frieza? I think Beast will give you easier results better, but Go Frieza at their peak is better. It's a very thin line for me. I feel like Beast is kind of just a unit that we remember for being so OP. So maybe his, like, how can I explain this? His status already is already insane. So you don't need to, like, when people think of Beast, people want him moved up higher. But I could understand if somebody did want to put him above, but I'm not going to. I think that's ridiculous for this day and age. He's a reliable unit, but Go Frieza, if you get your stars up on him the same way most people have high stars on Beast, this unit's going to shine. Their unit's going to shine. So we've got 4, 5, 6. I need to figure out this end part now. I need to think about if there's anybody here that I want to think about. But just so I don't forget, I think I'm going to move some people up. So I'm going to move up Pan. I feel like Pan's just all over the place. I might move this girl up. I'm going to move this girl up, actually. I'm going to move her up. Who else is here that I should think about? I think that already makes 10, you know. Am I forgetting anybody? I'm not. This is about 10, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's more than 10. This is more than 10. Okay, so let's start evaluating this section here. Am I going to keep Beast above 17? No. Universe Rep too high up. These two here and here, come on, 17 move up. Beast behind the 4s. I will run into a Beast more than the 4s probably. I would... 4Q's value to GT is insane, undeniable. I don't see a problem with putting Beast above them though. But then I also got to think about like these two like support units. You know, Blue Zamasu in the chat, that's a good option as well. I should move him up. I don't think Blue Zamasu is not going to make my top 10. But if you wanted to, I could see him being 10. Like 10 on the dot. But I don't think he's going to make my top 10. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want to be an advocate for GT so bad because they're undeniably a good team. People just don't use them. To this day, they don't. People don't like using GT. They just don't. They just don't, and it's sad. I feel like if people liked Super Saiyan 4 Goku, like, as much as in like some of the units that we have above, GT would be a top tier team. Like, everybody would be scared of them. But due to popularity, I feel like they get shafted. Maybe that's just my opinion. I don't have stats to back that up, you know. Actually, we could look at the top 10 units list. Do they still have the popularity list? I thought they was meant to release one. Let me check. I'm just checking right now just in case. I don't see one. Unfortunate. Yeah. It's only... Oh, actually, I do have one here. Well, let's look at this. Let's actually look at this. The tag 4s are not even in the top 10, which says a lot. It actually says a lot. Rev Sign's in top 10, Jiren's top 10, GoFrieza's top 10, Hit's top 10. USV being top 10 is interesting, but again, popularity isn't a direct correlation to like usage or like value, sorry, not usage. Popularity is about usage, but it's not a direct correlation to value. I think because of how a lot of these units above will use Pan, I'm going to put Pan up. I'm going to put Kawaii up, but under Pan. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'm going to finish it off like this. That's an interesting list. Let me sit down and ponder on how valuable this is. So what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to remove the S tier because these 4s are not S tier. These 4s are not S tier. So I'm going to move a lot of these guys down. Future God making a top 10. Shallot making a top 10? No, let's keep him humble. Let's keep these guys humble. Let's keep them humble. Move these guys down. Let's delete that role. I want to evaluate these two. These are the biggest evaluation factors I want to think about. Pan, she's a consistent support unit, reduces sub counts, guarantees you a green. This girl, she has an ultimate. She can actually cover change on the strike. They both have that actually. She can take away your vanish twice. Taking away a vanish twice is like a free food combo twice. I remember when the tag droids used to do that. I got PTSD flashbacks of the tag droids taking up. Oh yeah, I literally got PTSD of that case. Cool. Now, I want to say this very clearly. Even though I have these three here, I genuinely feel like these two, if we was basing it off how valuable they are to their team, these two would actually surpass, they would make the top 10. But because they're not popular, I'm going to leave them down and I'm going to leave it for the GT guys to evaluate themselves. That's not for me. It's not for me. I don't mind the top 10 being in any audio, but I'm going to have it like this. Jiren better than GoFrieza. 17 definitely next because Universe Rep is up. Beast Gohan will make the top 10. These two are like support units for respective teams. The vanishes here are way more valuable than anything else Pan can do pretty much. But Pan is still very effective on their team. But I feel like she's everywhere. She's everywhere. She's everywhere. You can play a lot of games, you'll run into Pan. I'm thinking about anybody else I just want moved out. I don't think anybody else down here is fine. It's just an ordering thing. I feel like the future guys would want to put Zamasu here and they'd move Pan out. Because of the endurance factor, they run Goku Black a lot. But if you ran another team, for example, color-orientated team, you might run Pan. If you run UGB, you'd probably use Pan. If you run Beast, you'd probably use Pan. It depends on which side you're on. Are you more of like a future powerful opponent person? Or are you more like a movies, you know? It depends on you. I feel like it depends on you. It's all like a between Zamasu and Pan, I can take it being a preference thing, 100%. Me personally, I'm more of a UGB movies type person, so I'm not putting Zamasu in my one personally. But if you did, that's fine. And I think I'm done. Let me look around. I'll move Rev UI up, just for someone to be happy. I think someone will be happy with that. So let's solidify this top 10. We'll solidify this top 10. We got Ultra Hit number 1, Kid Buu number 2, Rose number 3, and UGB number 4. But you can put these guys in any order that you like. I don't really care. Jiren number 5, GoFrieza 6, 17 7, Beast 8, Kawaii 9, and Pan 10. And any of these units down below, if you wanted to put them in the top 10, that's cool. But it's not a big deal if they're not as well. It shouldn't really be like a, I'm gonna strangle you because Zamasu isn't in top 10. But yeah, we done. Okay, so that's the tier list there. I'm gonna leave it like that. This is my opinion beyond anything else. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm happy with my tier list. I'm gonna stand behind it because it's what I made. I appreciate you guys for watching the video. If you haven't already, make sure to press that subscribe button, man. We're on this grind to 50,000 subscribers. I'm gonna leave the video like that though, guys. I appreciate you guys for watching. My name's Zakashi, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one, man.